Confirm. Hello, everyone. Yes, hello, and welcome to the Geek Battle show here on the Extreme Improv Extreme YouTube channel, as well as the Geek Battle YouTube channel. So today we're going to be discussing all kinds of things. There's new like the PlayStation 5 Pro is now a thing, and there's tidbits about the making of Deadpool and Wolverine and how they tried to get Nicolas Cage into it as Ghost Rider, but that's such a shame that it didn't happen. And yeah, there's all kinds of stuff happening in the world of geekiness. So let's meet the guys on the show tonight, and we'll see if anyone else joins us along the way. But in the quest to become our Geek of the Week, Capelthave, say hello to the people and give us a random geek trivia fact.
Hail from the land of leopards, elephants, and crocodiles. There used to be a clip that used to be played there. I forgot about that.
God damn it. Hang on. Look. So you're right, Cap. Hang on. Jesus Christ. How I forgot. Forget this. We're restarting the show again because we haven't even gone to the intro credits. Boom.
Welcome to the Geek Battle Zone. We discuss comics and puny minds are blown. We debate Marvel versus DC, Skeletor, X-Men, and Ron Weasley. Judge David slams down the gavel. The cap dreams of Henry Cavill. It's a Geek Battle stream. Nerd rage as we assemble our Geek Avengers team. Welcome to the Geek Battle party. We got the Justice League and our Batman is Marty. Say Hitler's a Tim as movies are greenlit. Every new movie, Dev's already seen it. Xbox, Star Wars, and Star Riders. He-Man, Star Trek, and David loves spiders. We battle as Morrow and Disney loves Blink. And we try to crown the Geek of the Week. It's the Geek Battle Show. Welcome to the Geek Battleground, where we use the Force and the One Ring is found. Cap is wrong about Resident Evil 6, and everyone watch out, cause oh shit is thick. Gerald and Tim and Diz will try to win at the Geek Battle quiz. David and Dave will confuse the crew as they dive in the TARDIS of Doctor Who. It's the Geek Battle! Watch out now, we're full of hot takes. Doc Courtney is garbage, but Red Dwarf is great. You love Sega, I love Nintendo, but in the Geek Battle, we are all friendos. Oh, it's a Geek Battle show! Oh, the Geek Battle show! It's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Geek Battle show!
Boom! And like 3 weeks into having the new intro credits, and I already forgot they existed. So yeah, so welcome to the Geek Battle show. Like normally the idea is I'll do a little intro and then we'll start the credits, but I forgot. But on the show tonight, Cap, you are right. Hit my music, you said. Here is Cap. Yeah. There we go. Hail. Okay, Cap, say hello to the people.
Hi guys, I'm Kapil from the Deep Fake Land, and my geek fact for today is that among the Mickey's gang, Goofy is the one who actually dated more girlfriends. He had a wife and had a kid with her, and he dated Sylvia in Goofy movie 2, and he also dated Clarabelle. And I'm pretty sure in the Goof Troop, Pete's wife was cheating on Goofy because she was more into him than Pete. But even if you discount that, Pete has been with 3 women, while Mickey and Donald only have been with 1.
Wow. Yeah, but you can tell that Mickey and Donald engage in like a little wife swapping here and there. You know. Definitely.
Good point.
Definitely.
There's
Think
a
about it,
scandalous story in the Disneyland.
they're always on double dates and stuff. It's always like Minnie and what's Daisy Duck? Just like yeah. Well, we all know what Daisy Duck is Cockney rhyming slang for anyway. Now, anyway, Dev, say hello to the people. I don't have an interesting intro graphic for you yet, but it will be in the works.
Hello, people. I'm Dev, and my Geek Trivia Fact of the Week is completely derailed by what Dave just said. But in the Deadpool Wolverine movie, there's a subtle reference to Ghost Rider in the scene where they enter the compound as a group in the car because the car's wheels are on fire, and they draw attention to it.
That's cool. That is cool. So, okay, so that does bring us on to that story. So I've got it here that apparently in Deadpool and Wolverine, they did try to get Nicolas Cage to return as Ghost Rider. And to be honest, like Deadpool and Wolverine, I think you can already get it on like digital download, but it's coming on Disney Plus, I think in a week's time. So by my reckoning, that is still enough time to CGI Nicolas Cage in it as Ghost Rider fighting a giant mechanical spider. They should literally just do it. A CGI, shitty-looking Nick Cage destroying a mechanical spider. Go on, Cap.
The problem is, though, Ghost Rider is too OP for that movie. The only thing you can do with Ghost Rider is pit him against that pink demon from Loki. That's the only thing he can actually fight and doesn't demolish as the fight begins.
Yeah. Okay, Dev, on this.
Speaking of CGI Nicolas Cage, DC did it first.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. That's why they should do it. They like imagine like there's these movies that bring back like stars from the past in their old roles and that, and Nicolas Cage has the bad luck of being typecast as having the shitty CGI cameo. So when you see him, why haven't they released that footage from? Look, he was on set, he filmed stuff, and then because they wanted to put in the joke of him fighting a spider, they were like, "Well, he didn't film that. We're going to have to entirely CGI him." But I would like to see the footage of Nicolas Cage playing Superman when he was on set. That is still out there somewhere.
Imagine Nicolas Cage Superman and Michael Keaton's Batman having a conversation.
I know, right? And they could have done it. They literally, that movie could have allowed that to happen. Okay,
both of them are the most weirdest actors that I know, and it will be just awesome to watch.
You gotta love both of them. Like Michael Keaton is a dude. Right, go on, Dev. You're about to say.
I was like, since we're on the topic, where did the picture of Brendan Fraser as Superman come from?
Yeah, there's over the last week there has been this photo of Brendan Fraser as Superman. I think it's just. I don't know that he was ever actually. He probably was rumored for it at some point, but I don't know that he was ever lined up to do it. So let's have a look. Brendan Fraser, Superman. See if we can.
That is a genuine picture, apparently.
Yeah, it can't be a real photo, and I'm going to show you why just from what's on my screen at the moment here. Because look, we can see here. This is what's being shared, but that is actually more realistic for like what his body shape was. He was never that big. That's insane.
Yeah. That's,
like he was that big in The Whale, but in a different sense. So
yeah,
I mean, like I would say he does have a wider frame, but that's just ridiculous level of wider frame.
Yeah, but do you know what? Again, if they hadn't screwed up the Flash, then we could have had all of these fantasy castings sort of eventually become a reality. Because imagine if they'd done a really good Flash movie where it had all of the alternative, like Superman and Batman and stuff like that. And they were like, hey, just for fun, like, why don't we bring in like a grizzled old Superman? Because there is some like artwork. I don't know how I'll find it now. Superman, if I put comics, where he is ridiculously oversized. I think
you mean the one where he has like white sideburns?
Wide sideburns? I don't know. No, I mean the one where his chest is ginormous. Like
I think that is what you're talking about, but I think Brandon Routh already did that in the CW.
He did it in Crisis.
Yeah, and let me tell you, in that one you get Brandon Routh's size. You understand?
No, I mean like oversized. Where is Marty? Goddammit! If Marty was on this show, because he was the one that mentioned it before. There is like a comic book of Superman where like the chest is like so thick it comes out to like there. It's that over muscular, and I can't find it
think
now.
that was a fake that was taking a piss out of Rob Liefeld's Captain America.
No,
Yeah,
oh, okay, oh, okay. Oh, yes, you're right. It was Captain America. Okay, so I was wrong, but you have helped me find the correct image. This is what Brendan Fraser looks like in that image of Superman. He looks that like deformed. That is just like insane. But I tell you what, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Because we spoke about this perhaps last week when we put the Snyderverse into the Phantom Zone. We said about how when they did the multiverse in the Flash, it was literally you just see like a globe of people, and you'd see Batman running in it from the 60s, and it was no different than if they'd just shown a clip of him on TV. You need these characters to interact, and so whatever the villain was in the Flash, which might have been Reverse Flash or whatever army that you can have of just like the clones, it should have been that Flash was there just with Michael Keaton's Batman and then whoever the chick was playing Supergirl, and then it should have brought in zoom, he flies down and it's Nicolas Cage as Superman, and then it's someone else's like Grant Gustin's Flash and loads of these characters, and they have a CGI Adam West Batman, and then the last one to fly down should have been Christopher Reeve's Superman. They should have just got one line where he said about like, you know, hope or let's go or whatever, and then they should have had this epic battle, and that would have been the best thing ever. Anyway, Dev.
That's the plot for Forever Red, the Power Rangers episode.
That's the plot for what?
Forever Red, the 10th anniversary Power Rangers episode where they had all the Red Rangers.
Well, yeah, exactly. But that is exactly what the multiverse thing that was like. But this is what they did with like Spider-Man, where you had that like where they're on the Statue of Liberty or wherever it is, and you have like Spider-Man all come into shot. But imagine if you did that not just with one character, like the Red Ranger, or with Spider-Man, but you did it with like the Justice League, where you could suddenly have had Michael Keaton's Batman and Ben Affleck's Batman, and you know, they didn't even bring Ben Affleck's Batman in for the ending. You know, they had George Clooney in it for the ending on something that they clearly filmed in like half a day. But they should have just brought them all in, had this epic battle. They could have stood and pointed at each other like the Spider-Man meme, and then just gone on with their day. And we'd have been like, that was great. I enjoyed that. And that's what this lends itself to. Go on, Cap.
When you mentioned Spider-Verse, a thought just came to my mind. Isn't in Spider-Verse 1 that with the end credit scene we get Miguel O'Hara Spider-Man, but he was a lot more lighthearted than the one we got in the sequel? Is that true, or am I imagining this?
Wait, which Spider-Man? Which Spider-Man, Cap, in the credits?
Yeah. In 2099.
I don't know.
So I can explain that one.
You can't, Dev.
The original wasn't a foreshadowing of the sequel. The original was just a gag to reference the pointing meme.
Yeah.
So that's why.
So that guy isn't the same guy we got in the sequel.
No.
Not the same.
Okay.
No, that's another Miguel O'Hara who didn't have the breakdown.
Yeah. Oh my god. Like,
okay.
how long is it until Spider-Verse 3 comes out? Or Spider-Verse
delayed
2
forever.
Delayed forever.
Just after Blade.
Just after Blade. Oh my god, there are so many things that are probably just cancelled or permanently delayed now that have been
Lion Man is still on the way, and I'm
Kraven the Hunter. Okay, I've got some news about that here. Apparently, Kraven the Hunter is rumored to have that would be the longest Sony Spider-Man universe movie, and apparently it's going to be 1 hour 59.
Yes.
Oh, hang on. Wait 1 second. We'll have a run out of 1 hour 59. If accurate, it would make it the longest film. It says just behind. It doesn't mean just behind. Just longer. Apparently, Madam Web was 1 hour 56 minutes. Wow.
You know what?
I'm going to be honest. It felt a lot longer.
I'm going to put my hands down now. Like if it like Although, you know what? I'm not expecting much from this movie, guys. Like, the whole selling point for this movie is that the Craven the Hunter got bit by a lion and became Craven the Hunter. So I am fully into the campiness. If you give me a fun movie like Mummy or Van Helsing, I'm all for this one.
It's not going to be fun.
I
don't
don't know.
Short. He should have stayed dead.
I've got a feeling that Craven the Hunter is going to be better than people expect.
Yes.
Just a little bit.
I needed to be. My whole personality in this year is based on that movie. Dude gets bit by a lion, he becomes Lion Man. You can't do some stupid comic book stuff. If you do it, at least kind of funny but okay way.
But like the funny thing with it is that we spoke about this a week or two ago, that there is the Spider-Man Noir live action thing, which has to be in collaboration between Sony and then Amazon, because it's like a series. Why wouldn't you just do that as a movie? Like, honestly, like Sony just need to start pumping out different versions of live action Spider-Man movies. And like, because clearly we are going to get the live action Miles Morales film. Sorry?
Can they do it?
Yeah, they own it. It's theirs. Unless they're the biggest dummies in the world who actually signed it back away just so that Tom Holland could be in the same frame as Doctor Strange every 3 years. They literally should just do it, because the rumors for the last couple of years has been that they're going to do Spider-Man 4 and the Amazing Spider-Man 3, and they should just totally do it. They don't need to be doing Venomverse and Craven this and Madam Web that. It literally just needs, Sony, when you watch this is your slate for the next 10 years. Spider-Man 4, The Amazing Spider-Man 3, Spider-Man versus Venom, and then Spider-Man or Spider-Woman or Spider-Girl, whatever, just bring back Sydney Sweeney and let me direct it. I'll handle it. Okay? And all of them will be giant hits. And then you do a live-action Miles Morales movie, a live-action Spider-Man Noir movie, and then you do a live-action Spider-Verse film, because that is your Avengers movie. That is your big team-up movie. It's so easy. It is literally, this is the easiest formula. They don't need to be thinking, what villains can we turn into heroes? We don't want the villains to be heroes. Make them villains. Just have them fight Spider-Man. Go on, Dev.
The best part is the animated Spider-Verse didn't use the storyline Spider-Verse. The actual storyline is different from the comics.
Do you know what? I'm not the comic guy, so I wouldn't know.
In the comics, all the Spider-Man get through the realities get hunted down by their family. So that could be live action. That could be the live action storyline.
Yeah, or literally.
There's also a game that explored that, I think. Like, I don't know which Spider-Man game, but
Shattered Dimensions.
you had different Spider-Mans to play as, from the black and white one, and then our current Spider-Man, and then the Miguel O'Hara one. Yeah. And I like Miguel O'Hara. He was more funny. Could it be possible that he's actually more funnier than actual Spider-Man? That was the surprise to me.
You know what? I want a live-action TV show with Scarlet Spider, but with Adam Sandberg as the Scarlet Spider.
Is he the one from the Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon? With the claw?
No. He's He's Jake from Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Jake? Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Wait, how old is this guy? You want him to play Spider-Man?
Scarlet Spider. So
God, I really recognise him. What else do I know that dude from?
Lonely Island.
Oh yeah, he's the guy that jizzed in his pants. Yes. That's it. Yeah. Oh my God. Cap, have you not seen that music video?
No.
Oh my God. Okay, I'd literally show it on this show, except for it would just cause it problems. It's one of the funniest music videos I've ever seen. I will send it to you.
Yeah, so many cameos.
Yeah. Okay. Perhaps he could do it. Although I think he's a bit old. He looks a bit old now. When was Jizz in My Pants? Like 20 years ago.
Yeah, 18 or something.
Oh my God.
7, I think.
No way.
Also, is it possible that Batman is going to be Jensen Ackles?
He's been trying for
Jensen
years. Sam from or Dean or one of them
Supernatural.
from Supernatural.
Dean from Supernatural.
He's going to be
That-
Batman.
Soldier
no, he
Boy.
wanted to be for years.
Soldier Boy, David. Soldier
Yeah,
Boy.
no, look, again, stop casting old people in these roles. What's wrong with them? Like, how old is this guy?
He's now 40. I think he's in his 40s now.
Yeah, exactly. He should not be playing Batman. They need to cast a Batman that's like probably, my age and probably.
You know what? We need
looks like me.
We need Michael Keaton back for one reason.
Yeah.
Batman of the future.
Yeah.
Batman Beyond.
Well, yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, I am 100% for this. I've seen enough Batman. Give me why can't I say his name?
Michael Keaton.
Do you know Batman Beyond?
Terry McGinnis. Give us Terry McGinnis. That's the name. Terry McGinnis. I want Terry McGinnis.
Yeah.
Terry McGinnis.
He
As
is
Batman.
Name.
Oh no, that's the character.
No, that's
like
character.
David, like if Spider-Man was like the geek character of superheroes and the high school nerd, he's like the bad boy Batman. He's so awesome.
Okay,
That show is
Oh my god, no.
Kind of
no.
spoilers.
Yeah, go on.
In the Return of the Joker movie, the Joker tries to fight him, and the whole Joker and Batman dynamic was like he keeps trying to make him laugh, right? But I'm like, can't you smile? Can't you laugh? And the future one's like, oh, I'm not like him. I'm someone else.
Yeah.
So I'm laughing at you, not with you.
Yeah, because like there's one time that like Bruce is like telling him it's like he's trying to cause distraction. He likes to talk, and then Batman goes, "Oh, I like to talk too." Terry's that cool. Terry's that cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
It's like imagine it's like Spider-Man's quipping with Batman's powers.
And a bit more of a bad boy. Like he's not pulling his punches. He will beat the shit out of you.
guys, I've got to be honest. I never really liked the concept of Batman Beyond. I don't like the idea. Some of these characters, they shouldn't be aged up that much. So seeing old Bruce Wayne, it just disappointed me. And I felt like the Batman Beyond costume was just lame.
But David, they did try after the Batman Beyond, they made a cartoon where we get to see younger Batman. But the thing is, like, we can never go that young. We can never have Bruce Wayne in high school. Yeah, because he won't be Batman at that time.
No, but
that is a good point.
You say that, but we had the Batman.
The
Which was the
2003
first
show,
year.
right? The
No,
2003
the
show,
newest
right?
one.
What,
No,
the
we had
Robert
the newest
Pattinson
one.
one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was like at the very beginning of his career.
Yeah, but it's like that's still he's out of. I mean, like the whole point of Batman Beyond is like Batman in high school. We get like a kind of a Spider-Man-ish experience with that. Cast that guy from the show you guys like, Cobra Kai guy. He would be a great Terry McGinnis.
Wait, who? Who from Cobra Kai? Miguel?
Anyone
Blue
who's has
Beetle.
enough hair and could pull a bad boy.
He's already Blue Beetle. It's cool.
Yeah, but that, to be honest, like Kraven the Hunter is already Quicksilver and Kick-Ass.
No,
Yeah,
no.
like, get the
Ralph
Blue Beetle
Boner
guy to
is
be Terry
Quicksilver.
McGinnis. It'll be awesome.
Yeah, like
David
superhero
would finally
people-
approve of Batman Beyond if that guy played him.
Well,
Ralph
probably
Boner
not.
is Quicksilver, not that guy.
Well, no, but he was the MCU Quicksilver, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And he was in Kick-Ass, wasn't he? He was the friend in Kick-Ass.
Yeah. They both were.
Yeah, this is crazy. They were both in the same movie. They both played Quicksilver, and then he's now Kraven the Hunter as well.
Yeah.
And then I guess he was Ralph Boner. But yeah, everyone has been in like multiple. Ryan Reynolds has been in Blade Trinity. He was Green Lantern. Then he's been two different versions of Deadpool. It's crazy.
I mean, all the versions of Deadpool, to be honest. He's like, because of the multiverse.
Not quite all. Not quite all.
Except for the one.
The animated one.
Don't say it. Right, yeah, okay. Now, guys, one of the other like breaking pieces of news. Let's use this title here. Yeah, so one of the other pieces of news that caught my attention is the news about a new Star Wars trilogy in the works from X-Men producer Simon Kingbird. Why do they always announce things are going to be a trilogy? Why do they always have to announce a trilogy? Because wasn't the dude, what was the guy, Rian Johnson, that directed The Last Jedi, immediately announces that he's going to be directing his own trilogy? And when was The Last Jedi? That was like 8 years ago now.
Thank God that's the last one.
Yeah, but, yeah. So like they keep announcing things. Apparently, the movie they announced like at the beginning of the year that was going to be a Rey Skywalker standalone film. Apparently, they've got absolutely nowhere
Cancelled.
with it.
Cancelled.
Is it cancelled now? Is it actually cancelled?
Yeah. Because like the whole project, I think, was the launch of Acolyte was the thing that's gonna like make the whole thing possible, but like Acolyte failed so phenomenally. They're like, okay, no.
It's just crazy. Why do you need to keep it? Okay, hang on. I'm trying to find out the everything we know about Daisy Ridley's new Star Wars movie, but this is Yahoo Movies, so this is probably very outdated.
Jesus Christ!
But yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's cancelled. It's definitely in trouble. Development hell.
I do not think it's gonna.
What's that, Dev?
Okay, so I just looked up information about the new trilogy. Apparently, it's not about the Skywalkers.
Then fuck you.
Yeah, well,
Well, fuck you.
like, does it have to be though? Because when you think about the most recent trilogy, episodes 7, 8, 9, it turns out that wasn't about Skywalkers either.
Yeah,
as
that's
much
why
as
it
they
didn't do well.
Trilogy,
That's why it didn't do well.
It made you think it was.
So literally, yeah, number 7, it brings in Skywalker just to stand there at the end and do nothing. In the next one, it kills him after he drinks green tit milk. And then in the last one, Rise of Skywalker, it turns out she's not even a Skywalker and she just steals his name for no reason.
Yeah.
Because she met him
and he's like,
where he drank.
My name is Rey Mysterio.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I do think there's also the Darth Revan with the game stuff. I think that they can pull that off. I think, although I don't know.
Okay, with the mainline stuff, you need Skywalker for the mainline movies and stuff.
I mean, I'm for the Skywalker because that's the lore I know.
Okay, so let's explore that idea for a second. Assuming like 9 was like the end of that whole saga, which in a sense it isn't because Rey's just there and she's finally become a Skywalker, so it's like, well, now aren't you going to do a story? So that could be how it continues.
She's Palpatine's daughter.
I know, it makes no sense. It's crazy, right?
More crazier? What's more crazier? She's a Skywalker or that old frizzled up dark side robe guy banged and created a daughter?
Yeah. Oh, do you know, one second, like we can get onto that. So if they're just like when they did The Mandalorian, and if people like this is really good, if they'd just announced that they're going to like do 2 seasons of The Mandalorian and the next thing is going to be The Mandalorian and Grogu movie, I think they could have done that, which they've announced and apparently is still happening. They could have done that, and then they could have made a sequel. And if the first one was good, they could have then said we're making 2 more, and that would have been fine. And it wouldn't necessarily have had to have Skywalker in it, although in Mandalorian they then did bring in Skywalker, obviously. And then so was he in? He was in Mandalorian season 2, and then the Book of Boba Fett. So you can't get away from it.
But like even that, right? You can see how everyone lost their brains when Luke Skywalker bashed some robots and he was making an entrance. Everyone lost their minds. That clip has been replayed on YouTube for like millions and stuff. So you know what works. Use that.
Yeah, use the Force. Basically, Dev.
We just need so based on the end of Rogue One, we just need 3 movies of Darth Vader just like annihilating the Jedi throughout the multiverse.
Yes.
I would say don't do multiverse with Star Wars.
No,
they don't know how to do
universe.
No multiverse. It's a prequel.
No
it's just
multiverses. Yeah.
It's
so
just
basically,
a prequel.
You know how they said, "Oh, Darth Vader is the scariest Sith who killed all the Jedi," for him killing all the Jedi.
Do you know one of the things that's so sad about what they did with 7, 8, 9 is when it turned out, like when you saw these characters growing up, and you watch like 4, 5, 6, and so by the time any of us were young, 4, 5, 6 were things. And then they put the prequels out there, which Cap, I guess, did you see any of the prequel? You grew up just slightly after they'd even emerged, right?
Thank God I did not see the prequels. I saw the Clone Wars series, because if I had seen the prequels, I would have been like, nope.
Okay, but my point is, because they did the originals and then they did prequels, when they did sequels, and it's however many years later, like 10 years after they wrapped up the prequels, it's like, we want to see where these characters are now. And to be honest, we want to feel that there's been good things happen for them. But literally, they were like Leia and Han. They've sort of split up and they hate each other. They've got one child, which, when you think about it, like having children, it's like the legacy that these characters have meant something.
And then he was a senior psychopath.
And he's a psychopath that kills him. Like, honestly, Harrison Ford, when I then go to film Dial of Destiny, and they're like, wait, now my other son is dead. It's like his characters just get terrible endings. His son kills him in one, and his son is dead in his other franchise. And it's like, okay, so things haven't gone as ideally as you'd like for Princess Leia and Han. They won at the end of episode 6, but they didn't get a happily ever after. How's Luke doing? Oh, he's a recluse. That just sending an image of himself via Skype is enough to make him.
He tried to kill his own nephew because he had a bad dream.
Yeah, oh my god, exactly. And so then the descendant of the worst person in the universe, Palpatine, has now stolen Luke's name, and they're all dead. And obviously, we don't know what the original plan for Princess Leia was. She died in real life, and so then they just had her die in this. She just evaporated as well. And it's like, wait, everything we liked from the originals, you've just destroyed. All they needed to do was keep them intact, and we'd have been happy. Go on, Dev.
Two things. First of all, now we know how Red Hulk's going to transform. His son's going to die.
Yes.
Who? Who?
Red Hulk. Oh, hang on. No, wait. He doesn't have a son. He's got a daughter. That's Betty's dad. So General Ross's daughter is Hulk's woman.
Yeah, if she dies, that's how we get Red Hulk.
Oh my god, they're going to kill Liv Tyler.
Harrison Ford's kids always die in movies.
Yeah.
And the second thing is, the best way to do it would be, like, have Rey in the movie, and have bloody Ben, or whatever his name is, Darth Emo,
isn't he dead?
Kid.
Isn't he dead?
Resurrect him for some reason. And have him get
trained
by...
resurrect him, just resurrects...
They can force heal, so they can do it. They can do it.
Okay, would you rather pay him? So would you rather pay Harrison Ford or the other guy? Who'd be cheaper?
Oh, they're Disney. They don't need who's cheaper.
They're Disney, yes they do. They're tight.
But they don't need to be.
They got $2 billion from Deadpool and Inside Out 2. They're not fine, at least for 5 years.
They're fine to hire Harrison Ford.
But Harrison Ford doesn't want to do it. Harrison Ford hated it.
Yeah. Well, who can blame him? Cap.
I have a thing. You may not like it, because they did do a Han Solo movie, but the problem was it was a prequel. But hear me out. Just forget about the sequel. Don't say we disowned it. Don't say we still have it. After they killed Darth Vader, they killed the Republic. Not the Republic, but was it the Empire? They killed the Empire. Now it's young Luke, young Leia, young Han rebuilding the galaxy. Okay? And while they're doing that, they come across these different types of things, and they have to fight. Luke builds the Jedi Order back again, but not a lot of the way good. And Leia, becomes a great ruler. Harrison Ford learns responsibility and becomes a good, husband type of character.
Do you know, like, they could do that, but obviously then they recast Han Solo with whoever he was for Solo, a Star Wars story. But now the problem is with what they did in The Mandalorian and even what they did in Rogue One, they've shown CGI versions of the other characters. So are you going to have CGI Luke?
No, cast new people. Get a young Luke. There's a bunch of other actors who would be good for playing young Luke. Get a young hot Leia. It's doable.
Yeah, no, I agree. But what I think they should do, because they're doing the exact same damn thing that Star Trek do, and I say this every second week, stop just sticking to like the originals and like stuff like this. Just do literally a brand new story. It's 100 years in the future. Just jump forward 100 years.
So you're doing Batman Beyond.
You know what? For young Luke, they have the perfect guy for young Luke, who they've used before. Max Lloyd Jones.
I don't know who that is.
He's an actor that used. He's an actor they used for the end of Book of Boba.
Wait, he played who?
Luke.
Oh, was he like the body double?
Sort of. You'll see what I mean when he's.
Yeah, no, look, I'll bring it up. He casting wise, I'd believe it. They could go that way.
Yeah, that's a Luke. Yeah, that could be Luke.
Okay, so let's click on Star
Just give him scraggy hair.
So look at that. Look at that. Like literally. So obviously that's what they produced. And then he was obviously there like that.
Yeah.
Wow. You think
like,
if they did that and it shocked everyone. But if they'd literally just had this guy walk out, he'd taken off the hood, and they were like, it's Luke Skywalker, everyone watching it would have been like, oh my God, they brought back the character of Luke Skywalker. Who's the new guy playing him? I think people would have still been excited.
Yeah. That's the thing about characters. That's the thing about characters. We're liking the characters, and we're excited about the new people who are playing them. But if you deepfake everything, it's gonna be trapped with one actor, and I don't think that's good practice.
I just don't think it's a good idea to deepfake anything.
Fuck.
Except that. That's the exception for the rule.
Says Capital Dave, who literally was like, where's my intro where I'm deepfaked onto Henry Cavill? Okay, guys. Go on, Cap. Go on.
I do have to think, like, with sci-fi universes, right? Star Wars, does it feel worn out? That's like, are we, like, I know that Mandalorian did give us a new perspective on things, basically giving us a lone, like, soul of a bounty hunter story, which is, again, felt a lot different than the stuff that we actually seen in Star Wars. Except, in Clone Wars, we do get that kind of stuff. So, maybe, like, the Mandalorian stuff tried like that. But they do try that in the animated thing. They gave us a Rambo Clone Wars story. They gave us different types of clone stories. They don't do that in movies. For some reason, they're not funding movies. They're doing exciting stuff in animation, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I do.
Although,
agree.
I just realized something. If you look at the cast for Solo, it's amazing.
What, the
The cast for Solo?
Yeah.
It's packed.
Let's have a look who's in it, because I forget. I saw it once. Solo, a Star.
It's all like MCU people.
Doesn't it have Emilia Clarke, right? It also had Emilia Clarke, right?
Emilia Clarke, Donald Glover, Woody Harrelson, Tandaway Newton. She changed how her name was pronounced, didn't she? What is it now? Because I'd always say
Tandaway.
Is it? It is Tandaway.
Yeah.
John Favreau. Let's see who else. Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Ugh. She was the one that ruined Dial of Destiny. Paul Bettany.
To be fair, she was the actor. She did not write the script.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No. It's got. Let's bring it up on the screen. So here was the full cast. Wow. Isn't that the woman that played in Kindergarten Cop, like the head teacher?
What?
Yeah.
Wow. Who did she play in it?
Also, Kindergarten Cop was a lot violent than I thought it was.
Wait, when did you see Kindergarten Cop?
I didn't see it, but like I saw a review of it, and I thought, oh my god, this was actually a gritty action movie.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, Cap! Hang
Although-
on, Cap, you need to watch things, not just like see memes. How can you be like, oh, Kindergarten Cop's a lot more violent than I thought? And I was like, oh, when did you see it? Well, I didn't see it. I read a review. Oh my
I
To be
god!
fair-
I watched
Okay.
the review.
I have an interesting question for you, David.
Yes.
Have you seen Kindergarten Cop 2?
I started it. It's the Dolph Lundgren one,
Yes.
right? There's one scene quite early on where isn't he like firing a gun or doing something wildly inappropriate, and then the head teacher's like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "I was just trying my best," or something like this.
And then
Like,
they I know they forced the cookie line in through the movie.
The
Put the
cookie.
cookie down line.
Put the
Put
cookie
that
down.
cookie down.
Get
Yeah, they kinda
down.
forced it in. That's the only thing I remember from that movie.
Gosh.
Although
Okay.
speaking of
guys,
weird sequels, wait, is it hot
yeah,
take
go on,
time?
what's
or-
this, Dev?
Okay, so I just watched Kingsman, the latest one, The King's Man.
When
And
did that come
it's-
out? Wasn't the latest one Argyle?
Yeah,
No.
about 2022. It came out at the same
Ah.
time as Spider-Verse, which was made it weird. So, like,
Okay.
it was really weird because it had a really good cast. It had Ralph Fiennes. It had the guy from Guardians of the Galaxy with the metal implant. And it also had Aaron Taylor Johnson, Quicksilver, or Craven. But
Well, hang on. I didn't think he was Quicksilver, Dev.
Yeah, that's what I said, Craven.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. Yeah, like
Wait, Craven was in a Kingsman movie? I love the Kingsman movie. I don't know. Where is he from?
The,
Where was he
the
in that?
latest one, Kingsman, based on the origins of the organization.
Yeah, that was with Lord Voldemort, right? He was the
Yeah.
head.
Yeah. He was the Scottish guy that his son sent back from the army.
That was Craven?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I don't think that's Craven. David, pull it up. I don't think that was Craven.
wait. What's the question? Aaron Taylor Johnson in Kingsman.
In Kingsman.
Okay, so let's have a look here.
And what
What year did
character
this
did he
movie-
play? I don't think he was the son.
No, he was
Okay,
the guy
let's
that
just bring up his
the son sent
CV.
over.
So look, he's going to be in 28 years later. That's cool. And he's going to. I'm looking forward to Nosferatu if you've seen the trailers for it. Bullet Train,
Huh.
there, the King's Man.
So he was the guy the son replaced, right?
Yeah, he was the Scottish guy.
Wow, he had a minor cameo role in the Kingsman. He was already a big actor. Why wasn't he the son?
I have no idea.
Yeah, like he's an interesting actor because look, he doesn't feel like the huge star that, in a sense, his CV would suggest. Because like
No,
to
the
me,
problem is, David,
his
like
previous
there's
movie
a
is still
so-called.
kick-ass.
No, he was in Bullet Train, and he
Yeah,
stole
but
the
he was-
movie.
Yeah, no, I agree. He did steal the movie in Bullet Train, and he was really good, but he wasn't the star of it.
Yeah, but like they could have carried that momentum to James Bond, or he could have done more gangster stuff. Instead, he went back to doing superhero stuff. That's the problem. Maybe he just loves superheroes.
It'd be interesting to see what his role is in Nosferatu. Oh, the trailers for Nosferatu looks really good if you've seen it.
No.
I will never accept that copycat.
Wait, Nosferatu. There was Nosferatu as a movie before you had Count Dracula as a movie.
Yes, because they couldn't get the rights to me.
Yeah, no, but the thing about it, so Dracula being scared of sunlight was a creation of Nosferatu.
Yeah,
Like,
a lot of
was
the
weak.
lot of the prompts came from the Nosferatu and the following movies, like the stuff that wasn't even in the books.
Yeah. So, respect Nosferatu is what I'd say.
I will not respect the bald vampire.
Oh, it's so good. I've seen
Although
movies
I
of that.
would love a campy movie with Nosferatu versus Dracula. That would be a fun campy movie.
Okay, guys, have you seen the movie Shadow of the Vampire?
I feel like I heard.
Is that the comedy one with
It's not a comedy.
Liam Neeson?
No, I don't think so. So let me show you this. Shadow of the Vampire stars Willem Dafoe as Max Schreck playing Nosferatu, right? And who is it? John Malkovich plays the director of Nosferatu, and he hires Max Schreck to play the vampire. But what people aren't fully aware of is that Max Schreck is actually a vampire. Look, I'll show you this here. So Willem Dafoe there played, and this I think actually got him his role as the Green Goblin. So he played a vampire who was. So they're rewriting history to say that when they made Nosferatu, they actually hired an actual vampire to do the movie. It's not the greatest movie in the world. It is pretty good. It could be a little bit better, but the idea of it is incredible.
Speaking of, not the greatest movie in the world, but it's a pretty damn good movie, the new Transformers animated film, which was pretty good.
Transformers 1, it was amazing.
Oh, Transformers 1.
Yeah. It's
yeah.
Although one critique I'll say is that like Chris Hemsworth is trying his best to do his Optimus Prime impression, which is not working. If you just be Chris Hemsworth's voice, that'd be much better. But it was a very it's. You know, the Transformer movies, the first one, the second one, the third one are all awesome. And then afterwards, they kind of went derailed. This one feels like a Transformer 1 movie. It feels that good. It's not the greatest
It feels like Bumblebee.
It's good. Sorry?
To me, it felt like Bumblebee did. The John Cena Transformers movie.
No, I didn't like anything after Transformers 3. I did not like.
But Bumblebee was its own like separate universe thing.
Yeah, but I just still didn't like it. Like I didn't care, even if it had John Cena, I did not care for it.
Yeah. Guys, just a quick question on the front of John Cena. Look, as a wrestler, he's announced that this upcoming year will be his last year as a wrestler, and so obviously he's just going to concentrate on making movies or do whatever else he does. Does John Cena as an actor actually work?
Yeah, he's a pretty good actor.
He works as a pair. He doesn't work alone.
Oh, that's a really good point. What's his best pairing though?
Idris Elba and John Cena.
What were they in together?
Suicide Squad.
But were they a pair? They weren't.
Yeah,
they
were rivals. They were buddy golf rivals, and it was awesome. That was the best thing.
Yeah.
Like, I know you hate the movie, David, but like
I need to watch it again. When I watched that, I was like deep in the effects of long COVID, and I thought it was terrible.
They kept like trying to one up each other.
Yeah, that didn't do it. But also, and I haven't seen it, but we did speak before about, excuse me, the Jackie Chan John Cena team up. Who would John Cena be good teamed up with?
I've seen that film, and it's weird. That film is weird because I'm more interested in Jackie Chan, I would say, and like his type of action doesn't really feel good with the guy.
But the fight scene between the two of them was good.
That's kind of entertaining, but like it's kind of like the Rumble in the Bronx thing, right? Like giant dude versus Jackie Chan. I think the other older one is much better.
Yeah.
I think with Jackie Chan, like I don't know how like Chris Tucker worked so well with Jackie Chan. Like that team cannot be broken. Yeah. I think the only thing that can be broken is like Beverly Hills Cop had Jackie Chan and Eddie Murphy. That's the only thing that can break it.
They did what? No, they didn't.
No, if they did, Beverly Hills Cop.
What's Jackie Chan in Beverly Hills Cop?
No, if he wasn't.
No, you're saying if he was.
Oh, you're saying if.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm surprised actually that we never did get a Eddie Murphy Jackie Chan team up because it feels like that would have been something they'd have done.
Yeah,
maybe the paycheck was too much.
Going back to the best scene of the team up would probably be, ironically enough, Vin Diesel.
Do you know? I haven't seen him in that. You're talking about in Fast 9, right?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, so I'll take your word. But right, does he play his brother?
Yes.
I have questions about how they're related. They don't seem ethnically. It feels like when I heard that John Cena was going to be in it, I was like, "Oh, Paul Walker died. He's going to be playing Paul Walker's long lost brother." How is he playing different parent on one side? I'm guessing.
You
No, same
know,
parent.
you know the thing. John Cena could have been a great Shazam.
Well, you'd have been better than the guy they had.
Then I like Zachary Levi, but like I would say John Cena would have been much better as a Shazam.
Zachary Levi is
just
interesting because he's another one of those Marvel and DC. He did both.
Yeah, in Marvel, he was just a bit part though, right? In Thor.
He was one of the Warriors 3, wasn't
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Zachary Levi.
Yeah.
Although I have massive respect for him, but because he was Flynn Rider in Tangle, and that's one of the best male characters he ever created.
Also,
do you know what? That is his best role, where you don't see him.
Speaking of not seeing anyone,
yeah.
I still need to see John Cena's movie Jackpot.
You know, I'm going to bring up not Jackie Chan's, Jesus. John Cena's IMDb, but it's annoying because it's going to have all WWE listed within it. But I have seen hardly any John Cena movies.
I'm in a mission to watch all of them.
I've
seen all of them.
You've seen all of them?
Yes.
I've seen his older ones with the cop film, and also the one with the T-1000.
Yeah.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem. John Cena was rock steady.
Yes, he was a voice.
Didn't know that.
And he's in the Rise of Ninja Turtles as well. He's in Rise of Ninja Turtles as well as a villain.
Die Hard. Like, what are all these things here? Peacemaker.
Was it Die Hard?
No, Die Hard, the Kevin Hart movie.
Suicide Squad Fast 9. Wow. Yeah, he's a different character.
The best movies he's in is when he plays someone insane, an insane, unhinged party bro. If you play that type of character, that's the best movies. Stuff like Vacation Friends and Ricky Stenicki.
Didn't see that
I think he can also do serious roles. I think the problem is like with every wrestler.
That's Batista. Like Cena can't do serious.
Yeah.
Batista is the one.
Okay, guys, just looking at the time here. Let's move on to something because we're about to enter the Phantom Zone. Okay, Dev, it is your week. What would you like to nominate to enter the Phantom Zone?
I'd like to nominate, let's see here, like movies that take licenses and make movies that have nothing to do with the actual license.
Yes. Okay. Keep going.
You just deemed the whole video game movie franchise thing.
Yeah. Like for example, the latest Borderlands is an example of it.
Yeah.
Where directors want to make a movie, but they know their concept by itself won't sell, so they'll attach a license to it to garner more interest.
Yeah.
And in the same time, alienating the existing fans or the franchise.
Yeah, like for me, probably the biggest examples of this is the original Super Mario Brothers movie, but also the Dolph Lundgren the Dolph Lundgren Masters of the Universe movie, which is just radically different than the show it was based on.
Yeah, I don't need to make any more arguments. I said what I said.
There's got to be more. We can dig into this. I'll almost go as far to say is there's got to be something where it's a good example. So like,
another good example of it would be, basically taking it's basically any video game movie, and most books, like there's some book adaptations that I can't really think of at the moment. There's one specific one. You know what? I'm going to be controversial. Ready Player One.
I don't know I don't know what it's based on, but you say
But
that's
that's sort of gay. But it's proper
Well,
like.
it
That was a
didn't say games.
book.
Yeah, so it's just something that takes the source material and makes something radically different.
Yeah.
Oh, God,
There's gotta be like this. Like Lord of the Rings is technically licensed by, Lord of the.
Yeah, but no. So Lord of the Rings.
The Rings of Power.
No, Rings of Power, I wouldn't say is a good example of it, because even though they've shuffled stuff up, it's not what I would say if they did that is if they took Lord of the Rings and they set it in modern day New York, and it's like, I've got to get the one ring, Frodo, right? And that's his like girlfriend. Sam is now his girlfriend. That would be something that's radically different. When you say this, I don't think it can just be, oh well, we've made an original story with the same characters. Because
then it's got to be some stuff like wacky stuff.
Well, no, because like if you look at the Super Mario Brothers movie, which took
It turned into Blade Runner.
Yeah, exactly. They took the Mushroom Kingdom and a giant lizard that steals a princess, and they were like, "Well, the Mario Brothers, they're plumbers in New York." And then like Dennis Hopper is now Bowser, and you had the guy with the giant shoulder. Yeah. And like the Goombas were giants and they didn't look like Goombas. It was a completely different concept. It didn't relate to it at all.
Oh, David, you're gonna kick yourself for this.
Yeah, go
the
on.
Original TMNT comics and the 80s show.
No, that's not a good example.
It's vastly different because it was meant to be very serious.
Original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle comic.
The tone is
the Mirage comics are like really, really, really dark.
Yeah.
Okay, let me show you. Look, this is the originals, and you'll just see that it is the same thing. It doesn't matter, like a tonal shift to make something more marketable. I'd say
David in the 80s show, Master Splinter, after he got kicked out from the school, he came and lived in a sewer. That's his whole backstory. He moved to New York and lived in a sewer before he even found the canister. They gave no explanation.
Okay, but Cap, the alternative was
the same thing.
The alternative was Splinter was a pet rat who learned kung fu.
I'm okay with that one. That at least has an explanation.
Okay, I'm going to ask Copilot again here. No, Copilot's been misbehaving.
It much makes more sense for a rat to know kung fu than a grown man suddenly decides that he's going to live in a sewer.
You probably hear me typing now. It's like my ASMR typing. Like source material. Okay, let's see what it comes up with. Movies based on licenses that are nothing like the source material. This is shit. Every example they've given is close. The first one it gives is The Wizard of Oz. No. Then it says Shrek. It says it expands it. I said nothing like. See, damn AI doesn't have understanding of movies.
I would say like How to Train Your Dragon. Like there are a bunch of like fairy tale. I mean, like even Disney's movies in general. I would say the Brother Grimm tales and the Disney counterparts are not at all faithful to the source material.
Yeah, I'd say
the only ones I can think of are good. That's the problem.
Like Cap, you mentioned Resident Evil. Cap, you mentioned Resident Evil, and I'd say arguably the first one is kind of like a different telling of the same sort of story. The first Resident Evil live action movie is still set in a mansion. There's still like an underground laboratory, still causes zombies. They add in a liquor, but it's got otherwise different characters. But when they made it, they were like, well, Alice is Jill. This other guy, Matt, whatever, is meant to be Chris. This other guy is Wesker, right? And so it had these analogs to them. When they did the sequel, they were like, right, we're bringing in actual Jill. We've got actual Nemesis. and we're doing stuff that's
Actual
from the
Claire,
games.
actual Chris, actual Leon.
Hang on, but after that, they were like, do you know what? Like, we're just going to set it in a desert world that somehow the whole world is now a desert, and it was radically different. So I would say that's a relatively good example where they just crowbar in characters, but the characters are very different.
I don't know what, like, how is the backlash for this? Because, like, these are movies happening while I was a kid, Resident Evil movies. Like, how are you guys were reacting to the Resident Evil movies? Like, right now, as a grown dude.
So the one thing I remember specifically when it was coming out, where there was a popular song at the time as well. It was like, Alice, Alice, who the fuck is Alice? That became the theme of the fucking movie. That became the movie of the movie.
Oh,
I would say, like, because, like, I imagine, like, this is something that right now would create so much videos and anger reviews. That franchise wouldn't even exist in this current modern period. It's like
because
people would shit it in the internet and no one would go see it. They would even spread the word.
Do you know the funny thing with Resident Evil, though? The funny thing with Resident Evil is the first one had that scene where there was, like, the lasers in the corridor, and then they put that laser corridor into Resident Evil 4 after the film had come out first.
Yeah.
So, like, the first one, they specifically said that it's not going to be the same as the games because they want it to be a surprise, and so you don't know all of who the characters are, and that way you didn't know who was going to be good or who was going to be bad and stuff like this. Because if you remember the first one, it turned out that Alice was like a double agent and lost her memory and stuff like this herself. But after that, they were like,
she was a weirdly, like, even though she was Jill, I felt like she had a red dress, I think, like in the first one, right? She kind of reminded me of Ada more than Jill did.
Well, they probably combined elements because Ada obviously was a double agent as well.
Yeah.
So they combined elements to create these characters. But then after that, people were like, yeah, why don't you give us the actual characters? And then they started doing it. But clearly
they killed them off. And they killed them off.
I know. Go on, Dev.
I've never played the games. Did they ever add Alice into the games?
No, they've never added Alice into the game. In the movie, they've got like a little girl computer, like a hologram called the Red Queen. And they do add a version of that into one of the games called the Dark Side Chronicles or Umbrella Chronicles. There's been 2 or 3 things from the movies, the live action movies, that they then later add into the games. But they've never added a version of Alice. Although, actually, this said, even though they've never added Alice, at the end of I think it's at the end of the second movie, she gets these powers, so she just looks at a camera and a guy's eyes start to bleed and stuff like this. That's a little bit like the character Alexia Ashford from Resident Evil Code Veronica. So, ultimately, you could say the closest in the games to Alice would be the character Alexia, who was a villain, whereas obviously Alice is.
I would say, like, although I would say this, before I even played the games, I know a friend who was a massive Resident Evil guy, the movie guy. He loved the whole franchise of it. Alice was his, like, Wonder Woman in a sense. He was so happy about it. Then I played the games. They're like, oh my god, these films are shit. I was completely dunking on this whole childhood.
You know what? Actually, just because we've kind of gone off point here, are we in agreement with Dev that movies that radically are different than the source material, where they get the franchise just to connect it to a shitty movie?
The Disney movie would go. I can't agree to that.
So you're saying no, Dev? Are you sticking with your idea?
Yeah, I'm sticking with it.
I'm sticking with it too. Into the Phantom Zone.
You just banned all the Disney stuff, and most of the animated stuffs were based on children's books.
No, that doesn't count. That doesn't count.
Like bad ones, Cap.
No, no, I don't think you said bad ones specifically, but I wouldn't say that.
Okay, that's good.
And make it different.
Redo.
That's not the same. That's not the same.
Use
Look,
the
that's
fan
not
to
the
predict
same.
Everything is in the hole. Everything in the hole.
Disney buying the Little Mermaid or Cinderella, I'd say, because they were like public domain stories and that, they just did their own interpretation. It's not the same as, like you mentioned, like Borderlands, where you get like a 20-year-old character and have it played by Jamie Lee Curtis, and then you combine these characters and do stuff like that, and it's just something very different. You know, I'd say that's a different thing. Or like the Halo. Where's Tim to say about the Halo TV series, where Master Chief used face you never see? Suddenly he can barely ever put his helmet on. I played Halo 1 through 4, and then little bits of 5 or whatever since. And literally, I didn't know that he wasn't a robot. I didn't know. I wasn't paying that much attention to the story. I didn't know there was a guy's face under this. I literally just thought he's a robot.
My friend who religiously plays those games is like, Master Chief isn't a character, isn't a person. It's a concept. It's a relentless killing machine who should not be humanized at all.
So he's basically the Doom guy.
Yeah.
Man, how bad. It's amazing how like the Halo franchise was the absolute biggest thing. Like when the first Xbox came out, Halo was seen as
PC gaming. Yeah.
Xbox, friend. Halo was seen as like the biggest, like it was the nominee for like the best game ever made. Halo 2, even better. Halo 3. And then by the time like they lost Bungie, or Bungie went away, and they were going to have like a Peter Jackson Halo movie that never materialized, they've just completely drowned this franchise into meaning next to nothing these days. Dev.
When Microsoft announced their AI Cortana, a lot of people said screw Cortana. The Halo TV show took that seriously.
Yeah.
The character actually has sex with the AI.
Ugh. Wait, really? It happened in season 2 or something? I need to check this out. No, because like in season 1, Master Cheeks does clap some
Master Cheeks.
Yes.
Yeah, I bet he is.
Yeah, Master Cheeks claps some cheeks with the Covenant girl thing. But I would say, even when I was first watching season 1, right, the only thing I really liked was Cortana. I don't know, I just like those type of cheeky women. So if he bangs in season 2, I'm watching season 2.
Do it. Okay, so guys, any other things you've seen or whatever, just before we'll begin to wrap this up in a few minutes?
I have to say, because of the backlash currently Dragon Age Veilguard is getting, I'm sad that Mass Effect 4 might be terrible, or it may not even happen, and I still have to live with Mass Effect 3's ending. I don't want to.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm good with gaming, taking a few years break so I can catch up on my games. Don't release any more games for a few years.
Wait, you want no more games for a few years?
Yeah, because nobody's playing it. Like, all these new games coming out, nobody's playing them. Everybody's on their backlog.
Yeah, it's true.
I think Space Marine 2 had a very good release, I think.
Space Marine 2 and what was that game called with the Spaceship Troopers wannabe?
The Helldivers. Helldivers.
Yeah, Helldivers. Those 2 games are the exception. And Baldur's Gate.
Okay.
Apart from those, nobody played any modern games.
Not counting a purposely retro game. So if you're like, I've never played the original Legend of Zelda on the NES, that doesn't count, right? What is the oldest game in your gaming backlog that you got when it came out, but you've yet to get round to playing yet? What is
360?
What's that, Dev?
Blade Storm for the 360.
Something for the Xbox 360. Yeah. Okay, Cap, what's yours?
I think if I got one, I usually I think the Expendables, the video game, I got it and I didn't play it.
Wow. Like, mine is insane, and I'm going to give you an example where I guarantee I've even got something older than this. I have still got Jet Force Gemini for the Nintendo 64, which other than just trying for like 20 minutes and then having never got back to, I've got games that go back to the 1990s that is still in my backlog, where it's like, I need to get back to that someday. And yeah, I've got so many old ones, which I got at the time, which have been not just like I got it and I didn't like it, it sat on a shelf, where it's like, I intend to play that. And that is how far my backlog goes. But go on. You gonna say, Dev?
What was I gonna say? I got gifted like a few years ago. I got gifted StarCraft 64.
Yeah.
Now I was going to play
I think that's really valuable.
Yeah, I was going to play it, but then I found out how much it sold for. It was instantly sold.
Wait, have you sold it then?
Yes.
Okay, was it mint in box or was it secondhand?
It was just a cartridge.
Oh, just the cartridge. StarCraft 64. You don't have to tell us how much you sold it for, but I am going to check to see what it's selling for on eBay today. StarCraft 64. Let's see. Oh my god. No. Oh my god. Okay, there is just a cartridge here. Now, just a cartridge there is $449.99 or best offer. So maybe you did better, maybe you did worse.
Yeah. Slightly worse.
Slightly worse. Do you know what? That's insane.
400.
Wow. That's insane. Do you know what? The most valuable game I own, and I might own others that are valuable without realizing, but for the Sega Saturn, there is a Resident Evil style game called Deep Fear. I've definitely spoken about this before. And it was the final Sega Saturn game released in Europe. It was a Resident Evil style game, and it never came to the US. So especially anyone who's American who wanted to play it in English needed a European copy. And I have 2 copies of this game. But I got it soon after it came out. I didn't get a Sega Saturn until, like, the last Sega Saturn game, Deep Fear, came out in about September 1998. I didn't get a Sega Saturn until that Christmas. And then I was like, but I want to play Deep Fear because I was so into Resident Evils at the time. And it took about another 2 or 3 months to track down a copy. And then a couple of years later, found another copy. But this game is now worth a lot of money. Cap.
This is not worth a lot of money topic, but like when Dev said like no one plays modern games, I think this is also the same thing. The reason why like Space Marine and Helldivers, except Baldur's Gate is a different story, did well is because they're the best kind of games that David liked. One story, you don't do much crafting, you don't do exploration. They give you the 2000 style, go hack and slash, finish the story, game is done, enjoy multiplayer if you want. That was the thing with Space Marine 1. The story is I think like 3 hours, I think, the whole campaign, pretty much. But like, again, the gameplay experience is much fun. It's mainly action role-playing game. When David said like he didn't really have enough time to do Witcher things, right? When I got into new games, although obviously Mass Effect is a little bit okay, but like with Dragon Age and stuff, I feel David's thing where he said like, I just don't have the time to do this thing. I now get it. And if I had gotten Witcher 3 right now, it's still the best game ever. I probably wouldn't have had the full experience that I had when I played it when I just like finished school, or no, I was still doing school when I played Witcher 3. So I get it. I get like the massive games will have a problem, but like Baldur's Gate 3 did do well. You will make the time of the game.
Okay, guys, on that note, I think we need to begin to wrap things up just because running out of time. So the Geek of the Week this week is all of us. There we go. Right. So let's see. We'll go on to our outros round. Any geeky recommendations as well? Dev, starts us off here.
You can find me on TikTok and Twitch under the name F3DAT. And my geeky recommendation of the week is, well, next week will be the premiere of the newest Season 6, Part 2 of Cobra Kai.
Oh, fantastic. Cap.
You can find me on Sword Deeds, where I sing I dance, I throw myself in a bucket, and I work with Muppet. So get to check my channel. There's 2 big Halloween specials there and a bunch of shorts. And yeah, there's probably not going to be a Thanksgiving special, but I will do Thanksgiving shorts. And I will make my Hindu guy react to mythology guy. part 3. So look forward to that. My geeky recommendation. To be honest, guys, like I have not seen anything that good, so I'm just gonna recommend David you go watch Batman Beyond. It did substance without all the gross stuff.
Well, okay. Now, it's good that you mentioned this because my name is David Postansky. You find me at Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at David Postansky, spelled Pustansky. But if you get an app for your phone, I don't know if it's available worldwide, called Mubi, Mubi. You can get a free trial, and then you can watch The Substance tonight for free. So I know what I'm going to be doing. The Substance.
Please don't eat while you watch this thing. That's
it's the best. It is the best film of the year. I'll probably watch it a second time and not be as impressed, but because I didn't literally know what I was seeing when I saw it, and also now because Capelthave keeps ragging on it a bit, I just love this film. So with this, make sure you smash the subscribe button here on the Geek Battle YouTube channel, or if you're watching on the Extreme Improv Extreme YouTube channel, and yeah, check out, because on the channel that I'm now sharing clips from the shows, so you can find some of the highlights. I'm starting to share some shorts, but obviously look at us in a nice little triangle on the screen here. Hard to if I stay in really close there, and if Cap you come to the other side, the other side, there we go. Now we could all be in like a vertical video. That's the only way this is going to work. But yeah, so make sure you follow and all that, and share it with your friends. But with that, until next time, ciao for now. Boom. And we're off the air.